Hello guys, and welcome to Ride VIP, the Rideshare channel. My name is Serge, and in today's video it's going to be like a little update. I'm making this video on April 5th, and to anybody that subscribes to my channel and been watching my channel for a while, and anybody that cares, you might be wondering what happened, why I haven't posted in a while. Is everything okay with me? And yes, everything is okay with me. I haven't been doing much of Lyft. As a matter of fact, I haven't worked for a couple months. So I really did not have much to really record for y'all. And I decided to go ahead and come to work today. And not because there's a little bonus going on. I really did not know. And I'm doing Lyft today. And it actually selected the bonus by itself, which is a good thing. Because I know when you miss it, then you really can't select it, but it probably selected, I don't know, maybe the easiest challenge. So it's like an extra $1 per ride that I'll be getting. That's the bonus pretty much. But anyways, I do want to let you know, guys, kind of like what's been going on. Okay, so I did record some of these videos, but I haven't posted them, and sometimes I'm thinking, I don't know if it's already a little bit too late to post it, because this happened, like, let's say like weeks ago. But anyways, about a month ago, I went to France. I spent there 5 days in France, and I actually made some videos where I basically, do a little sightseeing and explain some things and show you guys my experience. And that was kind of like a little mini vacation for me, even though it was technically work related. I know a while ago you guys were asking me to make a video about how this whole thing works, where I'm actually getting paid to fly all over the world. And I've made that, but I never posted it. And I made another one. I never really posted it, because sometimes I'm thinking, I don't know, I don't know what it really sounds like. I don't want to make it look like I'm bragging somehow, or I'm doing something that somebody else doesn't. Maybe it's cool, maybe it's not. Maybe somebody thinks what a waste of time, so for those reasons, even though I made a video, and I'm always upfront and honest with you guys, and I'm not showing off. I have nothing to prove. The only thing I always wanted to do is just share how I make my money with you guys. Perhaps that some of you guys are making money differently, maybe better than me, and some of you might be making less than me. So we're all different in that aspect. But I always think about, why not work smarter instead of harder? And by working smarter, it doesn't always means you're going to be making the most amount of money, but you will be kind of conserving your energy, and you will be doing the type of job that you want to do versus something that you don't want to do. And for those reasons, I drive for Lyft, I drive for Uber, because it's easy money. Basically, you just get in and start driving, make money, cash out that same day. You don't have to wait for 2 weeks to get paid. So that's very convenient for me, and I'm not rich by any means. I'm just basically a blue-collar worker. I consider myself one, and that's the only type of jobs that I ever did. And I've talked about some of those, and you guys seen me do some of those. But last time, when I had a job as a service technician for a dealership, that was a lot of hard work for very little pay. So that was kind of like me working harder but not smarter. And after working there for 4 weeks, I decided to leave. Even though I kind of thought, well, maybe I should stick around to get some experience to, if I stick with it, I will start getting, pay increases and stuff like that. But it was kind of I think a good decision that I made to work there and to quit at the time that I did. But with that being said, there is a dealership that's being built here where I live, basically 10-15 minutes from my house. and that's just like normal driving. That's very close. There's no traffic here because I live kind of like in the country. I mean, it's a nice city, but kind of like in the country because I live 1 hour away from Charlotte. So this is not a major city by any means. But we have some nice roads here and some really good things about living here, like no traffic, no lines at the DMV. Basically, we have all the stores that we need. So it's kind of like I have everything that I need here in Lancaster. Except I don't have, I guess, that much work when it comes to driving for Lyft or Uber because people are just not using the service here that much, and those that do use it very rarely. You know, it is what it is. But anyways, so this being an update, I do want to say a few things because I really don't know if I'm going to post those other videos or not. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to post it, because they're going to be definitely different than this video. But sometimes I'm thinking that there's going to be new viewers watching my videos, so some things I will repeat, but like very little, that way, just to standpoint. That way, I'm like not too repetitive, but I sort of catch you up on things. But anyways, you might be wondering, of course, if you're still watching this video, you might be wondering, when is he gonna say, how does he fly and get paid? Because that's kind of like, for some of you guys that love to travel, that would be very ideal. For others that really hate flying, or traveling, that would not be ideal. So you might be wondering, some of you guys might be wondering, well, what kind of money can you make with that? While others are like, I don't care about the money. I just want to be able to fly occasionally, somewhere, all over the country. And that's me, because the money in it is not huge. But with that being said, I made almost 1,500 for basically for this trip, because the job only took 3 days. Additional 2 days I stayed on my own terms. I had to pay for those things, so that's not included. So technically my job involved 3-day type of trip. And because it starts from the time you basically go to the airport, that day, and it doesn't stop until you fly back in your own state, and that could be like all over the world, whether you're flying from Europe to US, or from US to Europe, or anywhere else for that matter. But anyways, my company only pays me $250 a day. So for 3 days, that should have been $750, right? Yeah, $750. So for some of y'all, you might be thinking, well, that's nothing, because you're technically they're paying $250 for 24 hours spent. Like, that's not a lot of money an hour. Like, I guess that's like less than $10 an hour, right? Well, a little more, I guess, than $10 an hour. So for some of you, it might be kind of like you're thinking that technically, if you add up 3 days and 3 nights, because that's how it's included, because it's for 3 24-hour periods technically. I just like to explain things clearly, because some channels I watch and they're not very clear about, like, what's really going on or whatever, like if I'm watching. But anyways, so technically you're looking at the trip is roughly 75-hour trip or something, and you're only getting paid like, I guess, like $750, right? But you might be wondering, well, how did you say, wait a minute, you said you made $1,500. Did you get paid for those? Did you get paid for those additional days that you stayed there on my own terms? Nope, I did not. And that's because anytime you travel, there's additional expenses that's incurred by me, and they're basically reimbursing me for those expenses, if that, to be clear. But there is some additional expenses that I did charge him on top of those days, and that is kind of like the icing on the cake. And what do I mean by that? Okay, so I charged my company, first of all, $50. I charged them because this is something that's allowed for me to charge them. It's communication fee, $50. And that covers the whole travel. That's just $50 for 2-3 days, doesn't matter. It's a communication fee because somebody in that country will be contacting me, and it's gonna incur minutes and costs, per minute and stuff like that on my phone, right? Mainly all of the communications is done through like WhatsApp. That makes it easier because we're saving minutes, and technically it's just text messages with the company. Kind of like a company creates a group, and everybody that's participating in that job is in that group. That way everybody could be on top of things. So once I arrive and I need to speak to a customer, of course the customer has a local phone number, and I need to reach him on the local phone number. And when I call him, then I incur minutes that way. Or if I have to do anything additional, kind of like making additional phone calls or receive phone calls, stuff like that. So that's where communication fee is then charged. Additionally, what I'm talking about, the icing on the cake, because maybe like that seems like a cherry on the top, but icing on the cake would be where all of the miles I drive, let's say like with my car, if I'm using my car for the job, I'm talking about driving to the airport and driving back from the airport. Let's say the airport is 60 miles away from me, and then I gotta go to the airport, and then I gotta go 60 miles back. I get to charge $1 per mile for all of those miles, which is fair, basically. So it's kind of like I'm driving to the job, but I'm getting paid for all of those miles. And then when I come back, I'm driving home and I'm getting paid for all of those miles. So I guess let me explain. So when I park at the airport, a lot of times, it depends on where I park at the airport. So this time I parked in the parking deck, and it incurred a $20 charge every single day that I was there. So when I came back, I had to pay $100 for parking. But I only charged my company for 3 days of parking because that's job related. The other 2 was not job related, so I paid for those. And anytime I travel outside of the country or even in the country, let's say like I drive to the airport, but I gotta fly, let's say like to California or whatever. If I gotta take an Uber or a Lyft somewhere, or a taxi or a bus or a train or a plane, any of those expenses, I then charge the company for them. Like I pay for them out of my pocket, and then I have to charge them for it. Any kind of luggage expenses that I incur for the job, not my luggage, I then have to charge them for that, to get reimbursed, because I'm paying for them. Any kind of hotel that I have to pay for, usually they book the hotel for me, and they pay for it, but occasionally something went wrong and I have to pay for the room myself, and then they have to reimburse me for that. And it takes sometimes 3 to 4 weeks to get my money. Technically it should not take that long, but that's how long it usually does. So anytime you fly, yes, exciting, you're spending all this money too. You go to some other country, you want to make sure you have enough money on hand for like everything, any kind of expenses. Like this time I had to fly to obviously France, and in France I had to rent a car because I needed it for business, because I needed to then drive in France to a destination, and they wanted me to rent a car for that. So that was like basically 200 euros that I had to pay. $200, excuse me. As far as euros, I think it was like 185, something like that. That was like with a complete, with all the fees and everything. I also took a train in France, which I had to pay for that out of my pocket, but they reimbursed me for that train. I also had to take a bus, and they reimbursed me for that. I also had to take a metro. They reimbursed me for that, for job related things. Like I would not charge them for all the metros, but to get to, let's say, to the airport, I took a metro. I saved the company money, so they want us to save money when we can. Like, let's say like an Uber costs, like, let's just say, I'm just gonna say like $40, which I think that's what it would be, 40, 50, or maybe even $60 to go to the airport from Paris, France, let's say, right? Well, a metro might only cost $12, let's just say, right? Well, it would be wise for you to save the money and take a metro or take a bus, that would be all the same. You just need to do it in such a way that, of course, you're going to the airport on time, because if you miss your flight, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I really never miss my flight, but they might rebook you on the next flight, but it might incur extra costs. I don't know. So I don't want that to happen. But anyways, so those are some of the things that should be making sense. What I just now explained. I wasn't really thinking about making this video about that, but hopefully I have covered the majority of it. But now you might be wondering, well, what kind of job is this? Yes, you're getting paid. Is this legit? Can I do this? I mean, technically, I don't want any competition, but yes, you can definitely do this. I'm not gonna give my company that I work for, but feel free to look for your own. This is basically, you're doing a delivery job for basically like a carrier. Like it can be any kind of shipper, like somebody that does shipping, and they do like international shipping, and sometimes you got to fly something out there. So sometimes you got to deliver stuff yourself, like in your car or your van or whatever. I have done that for this company, and sometimes you got to fly it somewhere. So it's kind of like you're in shipping, and I've been in shipping since 2007. So this company actually recruited me themselves because they said I had a lot of experience, and this is the type of person that they were looking for, and I joined them. And I joined them pre-COVID. But the thing is, these flights, they're not always happening. Occasionally, we'll have like stuff like all the time. Like all the time I gotta fly somewhere. But that wasn't the case recently. And one of the ways I actually got into driving for Lyft and Uber was because I was taking Lyfts and Ubers to the airport. I was that guy that was going to the airport, and from the airport that people were taking, Uber drivers and Lyft drivers was taken somewhere. But the thing is, since I had my own car, like locally, and I would leave it at the airport because it's the most convenient thing for me, because I live 60 miles from the airport. I mean, it's a lot more convenient for me to just charge them $60 to go to the airport. Well, there's not going to be any Uber here anyways. And if I will take an Uber, they're going to charge me that or more, obviously, for an Uber, So for the company, I'm still saving them money, So that's a good thing. But anyways, getting back to whether or not you can do this. Some of the names for this job would be like a courier. Another name would be like an expediter. Official name would be onboard carrier, also known as OBC. So if you search for OBC on Google, you will probably find other courier type of jobs that way. So it's kind of like onboard carrier. So the job is basically requiring you to deliver something very important. Could be documents, could be parts. It needs to get there like right away. This package is so important, it can cost thousands of dollars, tens of thousands even, and the little package could result in a company's assembly line being down, and they could be losing millions of dollars. So I have delivered stuff this small, and by the time I got it there, even though I got it there on time and everything, the company has lost millions of dollars by the time I got it there, But sometimes I'm getting something to that company that's so important. Their part or whatever that they currently have is about to, let's say, like expire, and they really need another one immediately, and the part gets there in time, and they're happy, like everything's good. But this business is completely legit. But please, if you're going to do anything like this, oh my gosh, I mean, look, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's legit. Okay, please do your research. Please vet these companies, because there has been situations where some people, especially in other countries, I don't know about America, but I'm sure this happens here too, but they get hired by these companies that pretend to be legit, and maybe they look legit, maybe it's hard to spot, but you're gonna be delivering something that's illegal, and you get caught, doing that, you go to jail in those countries, and usually you'll stay there. So that can be very, very dangerous. Also, some of the places you will fly to, it might be, I mean, look, it could be like anywhere. Like it might be not safe, So you have to make sure that you can, I guess, carry yourself in such a way that way you're respectable, but you also don't look as like a tourist, and you just like when you fly there, you sort of like fit in. And I believe I carry myself pretty well when I go to those places. I just blend in. I think, at least that's the way I look at it. I'm not like looking around and just taking pictures everywhere. But the thing is, in some of the touristy places where it's like you look like there's tourists all around, it's normal, and you're making videos or whatever. Everybody's doing that. But when it comes to France, if you ever go there, I guess I'll just mention this because since that's where I flew last time. France has lots of pickpockets, so make sure you have your stuff out of your rear pockets, and like just take stuff out, and make sure you have all your bags zipped up, and make sure you have anything that's important to you somewhere in your person where you don't think pickpockets can get to. And maybe stay clear of people. Don't let anybody bump into you and stuff like that, because France is one of those places. They even announce it on all the trains and metros and public places that be aware of pickpockets. So that's that is like one of those things. Also, guys, I guess I've been clear enough like what this job involves. Now I will just talk about kind of like what I think about this type of job, because some of my family members, for instance, like they think, wow, like they don't like to travel. Like for them, this would be a complete hassle to go to another country, rent a car, and go make a delivery, especially if you're only getting like $250 a day. That just seems like very low, and it seems like a complete waste of time. Some of my friends, they think, wow, that is cool. You get to actually travel for free, like to another country. That's great. And plus I get to keep my air miles. And the way I look at it, guys, this is such an easy job for me that once I'm done with the delivery, because once I make it there, I hand off a delivery and then I'm free. So it's kind of like I got paid to go on the plane with basically somebody else's luggage, technically, which is the company's, and I need to take it to where it's going once I make it there, or sometimes to hand it off to one of the people on site that work for this company. You hand it to them, and they will finish the delivery, and then you're just free from the airport. So it's like you fly in, and now you're free. And so in my situation, I came to Nantes, France. Which is about 2 hours train ride from Paris, France. And once I got there, I needed to rent a car, and then I needed to drive to French Riviera to make the delivery. And then I took some video, took some pictures and whatnot, and I drove back. I went into my hotel, I returned the car, and I took a bus to the train station, took a train all the way to Paris, France, and then spent 2 nights in a 4-star hotel in the city of France, city of Paris. And that was really exciting for me. Like, I've really, really enjoyed it. I made a video about it, like, and all of the things that I did. If you guys want, I could post that and to let you know. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you want to hear more stories like this. Sometimes I'm thinking, even though, no complaints, I'm thinking, is this even necessary to share this stuff? But the thing is, I like my channel, to be personable. I'm not like giving step-by-step directions, but like I am making it kind of like personable to you. Like, and what I mean by that, I don't know if that's even a word, but like, I'm being real with you is what I'm trying to say, and I'm letting you know kind of like what's going on, just being upfront and honest, and basically letting you know, like, hey, you know, this is what I'm doing and this is what you could be doing. But you, this is not recruiting, you know, for anybody. So if somebody wants to do this, hey, you know, like if somebody wants to, excuse me, travel, and you don't have, well, you don't want to spend your money to do it, this is one of the ways to do it. And you get to keep all your air miles. So that's a huge advantage. But anyways, I'm gonna come here and fuel up my car and get my day started driving Lyft. And I plan to make some money. Hopefully I make some money. Hopefully things are moving along. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you've been up to, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.